rush to quickly do things. And we react really quickly. Imagine what life must have been like, and you're all way too young, before the internet, before cell phones, before cable TV. Imagine a president sitting in the White House in 1884 learning about something that happened overseas go even further back. Back during the revolutionary times, when we would find out a day, a week, a month later about something that happened overseas. We thought more back then. We reflected more. We don't, in our daily life, do that anymore. We're constantly responding. We turn on Fox News and something comes on, or we turn on MSNBC and people are yelling at each other. There's so very little debate. There's so very little thought. There's so very little reflection. I'm in politics, so I see it in politics every day. I am certain it's that way in every other industry. We are at a crucial point in this country right now where if we don't make the right decisions and do the right things, we as a country may never retire. And may never recover. And I'm an eternal optimist. Part of what makes me so sad about what's going on in this country right now is that we as a people and a country are much better than our political leaders think we are. We'll get political here in a minute, but you know where I am. Many of you know where I am politically. I'm a guy who just firmly believes we've got a government that's way too big, taking care of way too many people. And because of that, we're all the worse off for it. We are all the worse off for it. We'll get into that in a second. One rule at our town halls, again, one rule, respect each other. You can kind of try to respect me if you want, but respect each other. Respect opposing viewpoints. I'm going to try something pretty unique this next 6.5 months. I'm going to try to do something my opponent won't do. I'm going to try to do something most politicians don't do. I'm literally going to try to put myself out there in front of as many voters as I can. Directly. Without anybody in between us. It's why we do these town halls. And again, whether 10 people show up or 100, it doesn't matter. I want everybody during this campaign to know that Joe Walsh is going to be in Wheeling at 2 o'clock on Sunday. On Monday at noon, he's going to be having lunch in Elk Grove. Come see him. He's having a town hall in Carroll Stream Thursday night. He's going to be at the Starbucks over in Elgin Friday morning. Come see him. Give him a piece of your mind. I'm going to try to do something very novel during this campaign. I want the entire district to know where I'm going to be so that everybody, friend, indifferent, or foe, can come see me, talk to me, tell me things. How unique. Because my opponent, Tammy Duckworth, I'm pointing at that camera, that's not her. That's Tammy Duckworth's camera. My opponent, Tammy Duckworth, and most politicians, but especially Tammy, is going to do the exact opposite. Stay away from you. Why is that? It's not unique to Tammy. The woman I ran against last time, Melissa Bean, oh my God. You almost had to pay her to get out in front of people. Why are most politicians like that? Why is Tammy Duckworth going to do that? You'd have to ask Tammy Duckworth. We invited Tammy Duckworth again to join me We're inviting her to every single one of my town halls. I've invited her every month to do a debate with me. Not with the media, not with, I can't even think of anybody in the local media, not with news anchors in some studio closed off from everybody, and the people in the media get to ask us questions. I could care less what somebody on ABC News thinks. I've invited Tammy to sit here with me in front of 10, 50, or 150 people. And we just sit here, and Joe Walsh says, here's who I am, here's what I believe. Tammy Duckworth says, here's who I am, here's what I believe. Fire away, guys. Fire a question. She has yet to accept that. And she probably won't. Because, again, she does not want you to have the ability to directly ask her a question. Now, it's not unique to Tammy. Again, most politicians are like this. You've heard me say this before. I don't know who's in the audience. We invite everybody to our town halls. In fact, there's no invitation. It's open to the public. But every single word I'm saying right now is being taped, mostly by foes. There's Credo. That's a San Francisco telephone company who's on a mission to take out Tea Party congressmen. It's a free country. They can do it. God love them. There's Tammy Duckworth's camera back there. Hello, Tammy. So Tammy's going to film every word I say. And I forgot where you're from, but another group that's probably anti-Joe Walsh. And this scares most politicians. It does. Oh, it makes them so nervous because every word I say is going to be taped. And the neat thing, the dangerous thing about the times we live in right now is it doesn't matter what I say. They can cut up almost word by word what I said and turn that into a commercial. And that's what they'll do. That's what Tammy will do. Now, it doesn't matter to me because I've got nothing to hide. I truly believe that this is the greatest country in the world and we're this close to losing it. So it's pretty easy for me to come out here all the time and talk, no matter who's taping it. But I'm going to try that this year. I'm literally going to try to go against type of all politicians. I'm just going to put myself out there for everybody. I truly believe this is the most important election in our country's history. This country was founded upon freedom. It's not just Obama. It's not just the Democrats who don't understand that, though Obama doesn't know the first thing about freedom. He really doesn't. Most Democrats don't. The problem, and forget about them, the problem is too many Republicans have forgotten about freedom. And we try to complicate what this country was founded upon. And it's no more complicated than one word. You all know that. Your politicians don't. It was founded upon one word, one idea, freedom. It's a real tough concept. At first blush, it sounds great. I'm free. I make some money. I get to keep most of the money I make to live my life, to raise my family, grow a business, shop for my own health care, do my thing. I'm free to live my life. Because in America, as it once was, remember, you were free to keep most of what you make, darn near all of what you make. Well, the dangerous thing about freedom is you better be responsible. Because if I'm going to let you be free, and I'm going to let you keep most of the money you make, you then are responsible for your own life. For your life. You're responsible for your family. You're responsible for that church down the street. You're responsible for your neighborhood. You're responsible for your parents as they get older. You're responsible to go out and shop for your own health care. You see, that's what our founders envisioned. That's what this country was founded upon. Even our founders wanted a little bit of government, right guys? To do some basic things. Defend us overseas, keep our streets safe, take care of the truly needy, right? Even big bad Republicans want that. And that'll be big bad Republicans. That's all the tape will show. Even big bad Republicans wanted that. But we've gotten miles away from that. We now live in a country where too many of us are no longer free. We really don't get to keep most of what we make. Heck, we're giving 50 to 60% of what we make to Washington, Springfield, and every other level of government. And this has happened over 100-some years. Obama didn't start it. But now we live in an America where we got President Obama standing up there talking about this new American dream, where it's not freedom, it's equality. Give me your money and I'll make sure everybody's equal. Give me your money and I'll take care of everybody. The opposite of what this country was founded upon. Now, so many of us want to be dependent upon government. And too many of us are. And so the danger is, the really dangerous point we're at right now is, and both Republicans and Democrats have taken us down this road, don't blame President Obama. I'll say it in front of Tammy Duckworth's camera. President Obama doesn't understand this stuff. He really doesn't. He was an accidental president. He was elected because he's a historic figure. He doesn't understand this stuff. I don't blame him. I blame all of the politicians before him who should have known better, who have gotten us to a point right now where, because we've asked government to do so much and take care of so many of us, we're flat broke. That's bad. Even worse than that, as a country, we're in a lot of trouble because most of what we've asked government to do, they really don't do very well. We can do better by ourselves, in our communities, in our churches, with our families. So for too many of us, over the years now, it's made us a softer people. We're better than this. But I will argue, and then I'm going to shush up and we'll start. I wish Mitt Romney would talk this way. Because I would argue my viewpoint is a hell of a lot more optimistic. Right? You make $1, I'm going to let you keep 90 cents of it. Give 10 cents to government to do some basic things. But then I'm going to tell you, what's your first name? Dave, you're free. You're free. Go live your life. You be responsible, and I'll do the best I can to keep this thing called government out of your hair.
I'm for that.
Okay. That was it.
President Obama, and I would argue Tammy Duckworth, though she really doesn't understand it, President Obama and any Democrat running for office this year is going to hope and pray, Dave, that you're stupid and that you don't have the courage to do what's right. I'm driving that RV around the district every day, and on that RV it says, it's time, are you ready? Are you ready to grow up? Now, my political people didn't want me to put the words grow up on there. Because if you tell a voter to grow up, oh, you're going to lose votes, Walsh. That's a crazy thing to say to voters, telling them to grow up. That voters don't want to hear that. We put in big letters, it's time. We want to emphasize that it's time. Why? You may disagree with me. I don't think we have a lot of time. I don't think we have a lot of time. Because what I just told Dave, you make $1, keep 90 cents of it, take care of your life, raise your family, grow a business, do what you want. To me, that's the optimistic vision. Why? Because I think Dave is good enough, decent enough, and smart enough to do all that. Woo! I believe that. I believe most of us are good enough, smart enough, and decent enough to take care of our own lives. Here's something else. I believe most of us are good enough, smart enough, and decent enough to take care of those around us.